Hare Krishna. Welcome you all for our e-Gurukula sessions. And one of the most important purpose why Srila Prabhupada have created this organization is called International Society for Krishna Consciousness. What is this purpose? We'll do this one activity and all of you will understand. Okay, I'll show you one image. Raise your hands or write in the chat who knows the answer. Can speak. Yeah, you all are able to see the screen here. Is it visible?
Yeah, Prabhu.
Yeah. So please think what is shown in this picture. What is the lesson to be discussed from this picture, and write in the chat as brief as possible. Or if you want, you can raise your hands. First, write in the chat. Then we'll see. Yeah. What this picture teaches. You have to observe very properly. Yeah. Ready, done? It should not take more than 2 minutes. 1 minute is also sufficient. Just look at the picture and you get 1 or 2 words you type in the chat, the answer. Yeah, okay. Let us hear from our Manvik Prabhu, who is a younger. Yeah, then we'll give a chance to Divyesh Prabhu. You can write your answer, Divyesh Prabhu, in chat. Just write as brief as possible. So that quickly it goes. Sometimes picture speaks louder than words, isn't it? So this picture wants to say something. You're typing? All of you are typing? Okay. Let us hear from Manvik Prabhu. Yeah. Yes, Prabhu. Manvik Prabhu, what do you want to say? Yeah, I'm not able to hear you. You are speaking?
Prabhuji, that
Quick.
Maya is not everything. Some things have spiritually.
No. Not that. Maya is not everything means, yeah, not exactly. Yes, you have to observe very properly. Divyesh Prabhu has written, but then that is, I can say 50% correct. See what is happening, this Maya is cutting off this tree. But is the tree is falling off? No. Why?
So, Prabhu, because it's connected with the other trees, Prabhu. It's like it has joined the hand.
So who are these other trees in our understanding? Like Maya is attacking us, but then if you are connected with
Lord Krishna.
No, where is Lord Krishna here?
Devotees are Lord.
The devotees of the Lord, right? The tree is one, and then there are other equal trees. Yeah, getting that, Divyesh Bro? That's a more precise answer. Yeah. So if we remain in association of devotees, then Maya cannot affect us. No matter whatever Maya causes a trouble, even harms us so badly, like as the tree is being practically uprooted, but the tree is not going to fall off. So same way, if we remain in association with the devotees, and that's what you're writing is association of Krishna, that happens practically by being with the devotees. Then naturally we remain connected, we remain a hold on. And that's the purpose of why Srila Prabhupada started this ISKCON society. Srila Prabhupada writes in the Nectar of Instruction. One of the main purpose of creating this so that the people get the opportunity to associate with the devotees of the Lord. And that's what we have this small forum here where we invite all of you to take the advantage. We have so many wonderful devotees coming and taking part in these discussions and then helping us to become Krishna conscious. Thank you all very much for joining. Let us begin with the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaiham Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagarjatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahabhadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvise Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Ushabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So let us begin our Mahabharata discussion. Today, although it is a scheduled days for a Krishna Lila, but yesterday we had that because we were not available for this session. So today we are taking this discussion. So we are at the chapter 4, correct? Am I correct? Duryodhan begins his evil scheme, and especially what we are discussing. Anyone remember what was happening? Huh?
Prabhuji, we were in chapter 3, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, that is over long back. Huh? Anyone remember what we are discussing in this chapter? Chapter 4 is going on now. 1 week, Prabhu. All of you remember the sports, the match was happening. Especially the Kauravas were very, very envious of whom? Of
Bhima Prabhuji.
the Bhima's tribal race. Right? You remember Manvik Prabhu? The fights were going on, and then in the sense Bhima used to fight them like anything easily. In eating also used to catch over them. Yeah, so now then finally Duryodhana especially becomes very, very kind of envious. And then whose help he now going to take? From who's going to take a mentoring and guidance against this problem? That also we saw, right? Whose help is going to take? He opens up himself against. Anyone remember? He was also in a problem against Pandavas, or especially Bhishma. Who was that personality? That is about, here it is written, the Shakuni. Because Shakuni's sister was given to the blind uncle. I mean the blind husband. So he was also kind of wanted to take a revenge. So then Duryodhana's interest match and Shakuni's interest match. Now both of them are going to plot now. So what going to happen? Let us see. So keep a mute. Anyone is unmute? Just Manvik. Yeah, thank you. So let us see now what's going to come. Yeah. Duryodhana had come to him complaining about Bhima. It did not take much to convince him to do something terrible to the Pandava boy, because he also wanted a destruction for the Bhishma, and naturally Bhishma being a grandfather of Pandavas, if Pandavas get hurt, Bhishma will also get hurt. So that's what win-win situation for them in that case. Now let us see. Duryodhan revealed his heinous plan to Dushasan. What is meaning by heinous? Heinous.
Prabhuji means like very dangerous plan or something very bad will happen to us.
Yeah, very deadly plan. Very deadly plan against. And who is Dushasan? Who is the Dushasan here? It is written, revealed his heinous plan to Dushasan.
He is the second
Dushasan is his brother.
child.
Correct. Second brother. Duryodhan is number one. Dushasan is second child of Dhritarashtra. So now they have planned. Tomorrow I shall feed Bhima an enormous poison feast. The poison. When he fall unconscious after eating, I shall bind his limbs and toss him into the Ganges. With Bhima gone, the other brothers are helpless. With Bhima gone, the other brothers are helpless. Yeah, we can easily deal with them. Thus, my claim to the throne will be unchallenged. So, whereas the poisonous episode comes, anyone remember? Here, they're planning poison for Bhima. Where other episode you hear about the poison? Prahlad was also given.
For Lord Krishna too, Prabhuji.
That Kaliya snake, all of you remember? Especially the cowherd boys and the cows, and they all were being poisoned. So these poison things are very, very deadly. I mean, practically looks very nice, but then it is covered over. Who else? Yeah, Lord Krishna, somebody was telling any other episode of Lord Krishna. Very, very amazing. The Putana. Putana also comes with a poison breast. So externally she was so attractive, right? But then internally her motives were deadly, and poison was covered over on her breast to feed the Krishna, the milk. So that's how the feast looks very, very attractive, but inside it is mixed is the poison. That's a deadly plan. I also remember in our childhood days, we used to hear many cases and stories like this. Our parents used to tell, don't eat outside food. Any unknown person, or even if he's like a kind of a little distant person or so, never take food, because we don't know. Like as a children, they go on the roads going to the school, and suddenly some person will show the chocolate or some eatables. Oh, very nice, looks very attractive. But what Bhagavad Gita says, nectar in the beginning, but anyone remember? Nectar in the beginning, but
poison at the end.
Poison at the end.
Poison at the beginning, but nectar at the end.
Yeah. So to say no is a poison in the beginning for us. How can I say no? So nice chocolate is giving me freely, right? Although it is a poison, like kind of a feeling of a poison to say no, but later it will be nectar for us, because we will be saved from that dangerous things if it is there in that. But if you grab that chocolate or grab those eatables from the unknown things in an unknown way, then we are taking that poison. Although, because thinking that, oh, it's so nice, it's like a nectar in the beginning, but then poison at the end. So many things in the world we have to see in similar sense. Okay. So outside world, everything looks very, very nectar in the beginning. But they becomes poison at that. So Duryodhana used that tactic to create a special dish, because Bhima is attracted for eating. He eats so much things. So let me prepare a grand feast. And especially this is a more dangerous, because these are the inside people are only creating a problem. If unknown person gives and all, surely one will suspicious. But inside person only, is a family person only creating such things which is unexpectable in a cultured way. But these things are going to come. That's why the chapter name is Duryodhan begins his evil schemes. Right? So that's why we need an association of devotees, so that they will safeguard us. That's in the beginning, we showed you that picture. So those who missed, they can watch later how association of devotees will protect us. So Dushasan smiled in agreement.
That's
Yeah.
right, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Again, Bhima will trust Duryodhana.
Yeah. Dushasan smiled in agreement. He too found Bhima's behavior intolerable. And like Duryodhan had also found his own status in the Kuru house diminished in the Pandavas' arrival. He put his arm around his brother, come on, around the shoulders. And the two of them made their way back to their palace, laughing together as they walked the forest path. So computer games, TVs, or cartoon networks, this looks like a nectar in the beginning, but they become poison for us afterwards because they distract our attention. They cause us so much wrong things. So we have to be careful. By the mercy of Prabhupada, by our good parents who have been saved in a proper habits, but there are so many children getting distracted unnecessarily because of the internet and so many wrong usage of mobiles and things. So we have to be careful. So this very nice point to get to note here. Right, so plan is made. Now what happened? Let us see. The next morning, Duryodhan suggested that all the princesses go to the river for some water sports. Chalo. Soon they mounted their shining chariots, which resembled cities and had great wheels which rumbled like thunderbolts as they headed out, sending up clouds of dust. Upon arriving on the river bank, the mighty youths dismounted from their cars, laughing and joking, and entered the large pleasure house Dhritarashtra had built for them. So it was like a sporting recreation picnic spot was created. So they all entered there. The elegant palace was built of white marble and it stood 7 stories high. Many colored pennants flew from tall golden flagstaffs on its roof. There were dozens of rooms offering every kind of luxury. Like it's like kind of a villa, a retreat center in the outskirts. Each room was tastefully decorated with a tapestries, fine paintings, and ivory and coral furnishing, and studded with the gems and covered with the golden cushions. Now somebody will have, but we doubt whether so much ornaments they can put for decoration there. Where the cursor is moving, yeah. The royal musicians and dancers stood by, ready to entertain the princesses, and 100 of kings select force of bodyguards stood ready to protect them. So all around entertainment and protection. Once inside, Duryodhana invited everyone to enjoy the great feast he had arranged for them. He led them through the mansion and out into the central gardens. The boy looked with pleasure upon the large ponds filled with the red and blue lotuses and surrounded by soft grassy banks. Crystal waterfalls made tinkling sounds that blended with the singing and of brightly colored exotic birds. The heady scent of numerous blossoms filled the air. Fine cushions had been arranged in lines on the grass, and many servants stood by, waiting to serve the feast. Are you able to visualize what is your best level? Right? The tourist spot, the recreation center, 7-story building, and then the many servants and the musicians, and then the grips, many rooms bedecked with the golden ivories and so many cushions and things. So Duryodhan chose the seat next to Bhima. That's what the plan was, right? Then he ordered the servants to bring the food. The dishes were exquisite. It's very special. Duryodhan had personally mixed the poison with the food he had brought to him. He then offered the plate to Bhima. Finging love means kind of fake, and feeding him with his own hand. The guideless Bhima suspected nothing, and he cheerfully consumed his normal amount. Duryodhan rejoiced within as Bhima hungrily swallowed the poisoned cakes, the pies, the creams, the drinks, and other preparations. When the feast was over, Duryodhan suggested they all go down to the river for sports. Right? Because what was the plan? After he becomes unconscious with the poison, he will throw him into the river. Finished. So that was, he took them to the river now to play. The boys raced to the river in a great joy. They wrestled and rolled about on the ground, tossing each other into the clear blue water of the river. As usual, Bhima was the most energetic. The poison did not appear to have affected him. The prince, who stood head and shoulders above his peers, was peerless wrestler. Means practically nobody can match with him to wrestle. He was so powerful. Anyone who approached him quickly found themselves sailing through the air and landing in the water. Bhima would then dive in and create a huge waves by thrashing his arms. The other princesses were then dunked under the waters by the playful Bhima. Later, late in the afternoon, the boys began to tire. They came out of the water and dressed themselves in the white robes adorned with the gold ornaments. Then they wearily made their way back to the mansion to spend the night. Bhima had consumed enough poison to kill 100 men. Can you imagine what a deadly way it was? But it was until evening that the wind god's son began to feel its effect. Because Bhima is a son of Vayudev. As night fell, he felt so drowsy that he decided to lay down by the river and rest. Gradually, he lapsed into a deep sleep. Believe me, with us also this experience happened. You know, in a Shivratri day, the Shiva temples, outside in the Shiva temples, they give some kind of a liquid as a prasad. So I left from home to bring some flowers, and there's a kind of a three structure leaf, you know, bale fruits, the bale leaves they call. That is very dear to Lord Shiva. So my relatives are told to go and bring that. So I had gone to temple where Shiva temple near the sellers were sitting, and I took a darshan, and then they were giving a prasad. It was a liquid. So I thought, oh, very nice. I took as a prasad, and festival day means a lot of special things. So looks like special. I drank and it was very good, very nice. Any of you know that? Anyone heard that or seen that? I don't know whether you have seen or heard. So it was very good, very tasty. Then I asked for one more glass. Like there's 3 or 4 glasses I drank because very nice, and they're giving very, very nicely to everyone and all. So I drank. It was very good, tasty. I said, good, Lord Shiva's blessings. We got prasad also. And I carried leaves and all. I drove on a cycle and I reached the home. And morning puja was done and preparation was done. And then the lunchtime, they had planned to travel to that one big Shiva temple in the city. Very big, famous temple. Because it is Shivratri day. So they had planned to go all together as a family for darshan to do the puja. And when about to start from the home, it was around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Suddenly, I started feeling drowsiness. I was suddenly not knowing what's happening. So I said, oh, I'm getting so much sleep now. I cannot walk also. And then they were saying, what happened? Come, we're going. Why you want to sleep now? I said, no, I'm feeling, I'm not able to see also. And then straightway I went inside the room and I fall flat and it was deep sleep. And I did not realize it also. Whole day went, whole night passed by. Next day morning also I did not got up so late. And then the family went, they took darshan, did puja, they came, they opened the door, they saw still I am sleeping. They tried to wake me up night and all. I did not realize anything. You know what was there in that juice, that liquid? They mix certain kind of a powder that's called as a bhang. It's not a good, especially Shiva, Lord Shiva take that, but the followers of Shiva also, they imitate Lord Shiva in a wrong way and they also consume. So I was not knowing those things. As a child, giving nice prasad or things I drank and came, and it was made so like kind of a drowsiness, full effect. So it's very, somehow consciousness came back again, life was saved. So something similar, I remembered this experience. So we have to be careful. Okay, nowadays especially it's too deadly. Outside world, even even a proper place also, if we eat, there are many students we have in the hostels, the colleges we do program, there are food poisoning effects. And of course, first of all, food, if it is not offered to the Lord in a grateful way, in a gratitude way, and if you don't say thank you and then honor, then obviously that food also as much as effect, although it may not make a physical damage, but mentally it poisoned our consciousness. So we should always pray to the Lord before honoring. And then what to speak if the proper cleanliness is not maintained, and especially where the mass cooking is happening, what levels of cleanliness and what levels of hygiene they maintain. It's a big question. And what to speak if something like this planned intentionally in a heinous way to destroy the people, to destroy the opponent. So that's why it's important to be always in the association of our devotees, in the good sangha, especially our parents, and then give a thought before taking anything and all, because through the food only is the one which the people can really harm. But if you take a Krishna Prasad, that also harms, but in a positive way. Because that is offered to Lord Krishna, that creates a positive thoughts, positive mindset. It cleans all our unnecessary things. So that can be accepted in the devotee circle. But especially outside, even in the temples also, so-called temples, we have to be careful. When the other princes had gone back to the mansion, Duryodhan saw his opportunity along with Dushasan, because everyone went, right? Where is the Bhima? Where is the Bhima now? Anyone remember? We read just now. Where is the Bhima right now? The son of wind god. Are you all there? Or you all also went to the river bank in the mansion? Hare Krishna. Where is the Bhima? Yeah, Bhima is there on the river side. Yeah, correct. Because he got unconscious. He slept off. He was not able to move on. Where everyone had gone. That's what is written. Na? When other princes gone back, so Duryodhan and Dushasan, they took the opportunity. They bound Bhima's arms and legs with a strong cords, looking furtively around, because nobody is looking and all. The brothers quickly rolled the unconscious prince into the river, threw him off inside the river. Bhima sank to the bottom of the river and was carried by the underwater currents. So what happened to Bhima, and then whether he comes back or not, the poisoned Bhima becomes permanently gone, or whether he revives back, that's the matter of our discussion of our next week. So this was a picture in the beginning we showed you, right? So we should always, this is a lesson. Association of devotees will save us from all those unwanted distractions, or so-called nectar in the beginning, but poison at the end. But we have to be careful. So Krishna consciousness, chanting every day, or coming in a satsang and following pure principles may look like poison in the beginning, but they will be nectar at the end, surely. So for that, we have to hold on to the association. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So these Mahabharata episodes, and for that matter, anything in connection with the Lord and his pure devotees, is a great insight for all of us. So we should look into our lives and thank to Srila Prabhupada for giving us these nice teachings and nice organization, nice society. So we should take a great advantage. And thank you all very much for joining with us and giving you all of your kind association. Let us end with Vaishnava Pranam. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.